Hello and welcome to another HW-Aquascaping video. If you hadn't guessed by the title, basically this tank is done. It's been up and running for about 3 months now. I think I can do better in terms of the aquascape, and I have actually just purchased a brand new tank to go in the space where this tank is at the moment. So basically this video is just going to be a rundown of all the episodes all in one place so you can watch them without having to skip between them. Hope you enjoy. So the soil that we're going to be using is the JBL Pro Scape shrimp soil in the brown colour rather than the beige. It's just a lot better, it doesn't have as much nutrients in, just helps with low-tech setups. And we're going to have tons and tons of Dragon Rock to play with. Really like Dragon Rock, comes in lots of different shapes and sizes, really easy to scape with. And hopefully we're going to make a really nice scape out of it. So some of you may be wondering why I've got so much hardscape for a 20 litre aquarium, and simple answer is, can you really have that much hardscape? I mean, my best advice really to anyone starting up in this hobby is get as much hardscape as possible. Don't limit your imagination. It's always best every time you go to the shop, just buy at least one piece, whether that be wood, rocks. That way you can end up with a large collection and just hoard it. I've literally just got mine in a box in my wardrobe. Simple as. So as you can see in the previous clip, I was just using the sand flattener there just to push the soil back and bank it up properly. Now it's ready for the hardscape. So there we are, guys, there's the hardscape complete. Don't worry about all the gaps and under the roots and things like that. As soon as we put the sand in, that'll all be covered. But as you can see, really simple scape, just 3 rocks, bit of wood, but altogether that looks a hell of a lot better than just a banked bit of soil. So next it's time to add the inert substrate, just to cap the soil off basically. I'm going to be using the aqua substrate sand from Mainnet Aquatics. For those of you that don't know, basically anything that says aqua, it's just their own brand really. And the second thing will be the Denelay gravel selection. This is the Rio Zingu. It's really nice, just using it for a bit of detailing. As you can see, there's lots of little big bits, small bits, and the colour on it is amazing. Just trying to get it lined up for you. Hope you can see that's a bit better. Really nice, good for bit detailing. Just going to chuck a little bit of it in there just to create a nice contrast between the sand and the rocks, really, just to make it look less artificial. Yeah, it's really nice stuff. Not that expensive either, really. So let's get it in the tank. So for those of you just wondering what I was just doing in the last clip, basically I was just using a little bit of air hose just to basically clean up some of the rocks where I just put a little bit more sand in, and now I'm just going to add the bits of detail in rock and get the scape finished. And there we are, guys. Hardscape's all done. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I think it's going to make a great scape. Can't wait to get some plants in. Here is another video that we'll be doing the planting side to our 20-litre bonsai scape. I start today's video on the aquarium filter that I placed in the aquarium, which is the Aqua Internal 50. Basically, as I've noticed when I plug this in, it is very loud. Obviously, being an aquarium inside the my bedroom, it's not necessarily the best thing to have a loud filter. I mean, I've never come across a filter like this, but in the next clip you'll be able to see for yourself, so you can tell me what you think. So yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but it is incredibly loud, and being in my bedroom, it's not the best. I mean, I'll put it closer to the mic so you can hear, but it is absolutely incredibly loud. Trying to sleep with this thing on is impossible, and I sleep like a log, so yeah, it had to come out. So of course I wasn't going to leave the aquarium without a filter, so here is its replacement. This is the Ocean Free Hydra Nano. Really good little filter. I've kept the sponge from the old one, just so the bacteria is still alive and all cultivated. That way I don't have to wait any longer to put any livestock in the tank. But yeah, it's a great little filter, and it makes no noise, which is brilliant in comparison to what the other one was. A little light hump, but it's great. So as of this build, the tank has been set up about 5 days, I think, maybe 4. But basically the wood has started getting all this fluffy kind of cotton wool stuff on it. It's totally natural. It's basically the bacteria that lives in the filter. It's basically just breaking down organic matter that sort of can sometimes come in wood. It's totally harmless to fish, and it will disappear in a couple of days, really, once you've set it up and your bacteria is all mature in the tank. But it's nothing to worry about. Just basically leave it and it'll soon disappear. So moving on, as you can see, I've got tons of plants to choose from. I've been keeping these in my Denelay Scapers Tank 70, just while I'm basically waiting to do the build, basically. There is going to be a full video on this tank, but obviously it's a sneak peek at what fish will be kept in it. But plant-wise for the Bonsai Scape tank, we're going to keep it mainly simple, really easy grow plants. Stuff like your Anubises, Bucephalandras, Crypts, nothing too hard to grow, because it's just basically a basic low-tech setup. So I just want to make it as easy as possible, low maintenance. So let's get them in the tank. And here are the plants we're going to use. So I've got some of the Tropica 1-2 grow range. This is the Rotala HR. As you can see, there's quite a lot in there. It's really good value for money. We've got some of the Taxophyllum Barbary, I believe it's pronounced, from Denelay. Simple name is, it's just Java moss. That comes in the in vitro gel. We've also got some of the 1-2 grow range of the Bacopa Carolina. This is really great. I mean, these pots have been sat on my windowsill for around about 3 weeks. Plants haven't deteriorated or anything, they're just really good quality. We've got some of the Bucephalandra Kedang, I believe it's pronounced, but don't shred me in the comments for butchering the names of them. We've got some of the Cryptocorini Albida Brown, and then some of the Anubias Nana Bonsais. I've got 3 of these pots. All these plants are really healthy, so let's get them stripped down and put in the tank. So I'll just voice over as to what I'm doing in this time lapse. Basically, with the potted plants, just getting rid of some of the rot wool. It's basically how they grow them in the greenhouse when they're growing them immersed. These are just packed full of nutrients just to keep the plants alive when they're in the shops. But to get any of that in the aquarium, it's basically we just leak a load of nutrients into the water, which can cause algae issues. So it's best to try and get as much as possible stripped off. As you can see, I'm just dipping that into the water. That's just rubbing it between my fingers just to get the last little bits off the roots. You can also use tweezers, as you'll see me probably do in a minute on some of the Anubises, where it's a little bit tough to get it off because they do sometimes cling to this rot wool. But it's very easy to get off, and it takes really no time at all. So next we're going to be looking at the tissue culture plants, or in vitro plants. These are plants that are basically they come pest free, you get no algae on the plants, and they're really healthy. And I mean, value for money wise, you do get a lot more plants in these pots than you think, even though they're smaller, but there's plenty of them in there. I can't really fault them. I mean, £5.50 for all that plant there, it's a bargain really in my eyes. So let's get these prepared and we'll get them in the tank. And there we are, guys, that is the build complete. It's amazing really how much plants can transform a simple hardscape into some lush, beautiful aquarium. I will confess that this footage you're watching right now is actually taken a couple of days later. You might be able to notice that on the left and the right I have actually added some Bucephalandra biblis, I believe it's pronounced, just to basically add a few more plants into the scape. I thought it looked a little bit bare in those corners. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, and please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. I'll try and reply to all of them if possible. And stick around for some more videos. Thank you very much. So, due to having a cold and not being able to get this video out as quickly as I would have liked, I thought I'd do a little update just to tag on to the end here. Basically, some of the Anubis Nana bonsai has kind of melted away. It's completely natural, but obviously if I left it in there, it would pollute the tank a bit, and you get a bit of diatoms and maybe some few algae issues. So what I'm hoping to do is just do a little water change, trim back what plants need, pull all the dead bits off, place them back in place, and hopefully that'll just allow them to grow a bit more healthily. Today we're going to kick off with a little bit of bad news. Basically my male ram has a bit of Popeye. It's just one of those things, fish do get sick. I'm a bit surprised that it's Popeye because it's usually caused by bad water, really, a lot of high nitrates and things like that in the water. So mine haven't got high nitrates at all, they're on 10 parts per million, so we're going to treat it and hopefully it'll get better. And secondly, our next problem, which although this tank on the outsurface, as you see, does look quite good, we are having a bit of an algae problem. It has been quite hot here in the UK recently. Whether that's the case, or maybe I just haven't been doing enough frequent water changes. I'm down to once a week, but maybe it needs to be a couple of times a week. But as you can see, it's growing on the Anubias and the Bucephalandra, a bit of Rotala, and I think there is a little bit in the moss as well. So I'm going to try and put some shrimp in the aquarium, some amanos, maybe a couple of cherries just to help get rid of some debris, and let's go and pick them up right now. So I've come down to my local aquarium shop, which is Maidenhead Aquatics. It's about sort of a 20-minute, half an hour journey for me, but they've got some really nice cherry shrimp in, not too expensive, so I'm going to pick some of these up and I'm going to see if they've got some amanos as well. So we're back from the shop, guys. I picked up 6 cherry shrimp and 2 amanos. I'm just letting them temperature acclimate in my freshwater reef aquarium. Go and check that video out if you want to see the setup. A few of the fish are a bit inquisitive of the bag, but just basically doing this whilst I do a big water change on the little bonsai tank. And we'll do that now. I also forgot to mention that I did pick up 2 pots of Rotala rotundifolia. Main reason I thought to add some more plants to the bonsai scape, which I wasn't initially going to, is mainly because I think that because the plants are quite slow growing, maybe the nutrients are just building up a little bit too much in there. So hopefully these fast growing stem plants will sort that out for me. Let's get them in the tank. today I am really excited. I want to give a quick shout out to Pat and Roy for generously donating me this whole bag of crystal shrimp. We've got a mixture of crystal blacks and crystal reds. I've been after them for ages, and I bumped into them the other day. They said, come round, we've got loads breeding, you can have them. So I haven't paid for them, but generously thank you to them. And I really can't wait to get them in the little bonsai scape. It's been set up now for, it's going on 3 months, I think, possibly. I think it's about 2.5 actually, but it's fully mature. It's got a few cherries in there at the minute, and a couple of amanos, some nearite snails, and it's all looking beautiful. But these are going to be the real star of the show, so I'm going to get them acclimatized, going to get them all settled in. Let's get them in the tank. So I've just put the shrimp in this like baby separator divider nets thing that you can get from pretty much any aquatic shop, just to basically check out they're all okay. They're all looking stunning, and again, thank you to Pat and Roy. I can't thank you enough for generously donating these to me. Honestly, so excited to get them in the tank. One of my favourite shrimps. I've never actually kept them though, but I really wanted to for ages, and I just can't wait to get them in the tank. So let's get them put in right now. And here we are at the final product. As you can see, the scape has changed. A lot of things have been added to this scape, and it's started to look really nice. I mean, it is a shame to break it down, but I'm just going to do a quick comparison for you so you can see like the growth of the plants really, because it's not really that obvious from watching all the videos in one go. So here's a little quick comparison between them all. So there we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed that quick comparison. There's roughly, I think, about 3 months between the first sort of clippings from when this tank was set up to what it is today. As I said, it is a shame to shut this tank down, but we've got to keep making content. We've got to keep making scapes. That's how we get better. Practice makes perfect. So I hope you stick around, and I hope you enjoy my new aquarium that I've got. Videos will be on soon. Thanks. Bye.